think it is.
Oh, wow. Is it as easy as that?
It would seem to be, eh?
Oh, it's recording.
Is it? Oh, right, so it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're gonna have bleeps in that.
It's like a live mark, so please don't swear. Like
bleeps and stuff.
Oh, well, great. What's that? Channel 4? Was it Big Brother? You're live on Channel 4. Please do not swear.
Oh yeah. Give him a call every time.
Give him a call. That's right. Remember her? Oh man, good shit. Anyway, right. So, I'll just have to pretend like we're doing it in person as if we're looking at a camera, but we're obviously not. We're just looking at each other. So one at a time, just please introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and what you did on my album. Go.
Hi, Ron. You want to go first?
No, I'm going first.
You want to go first?
Yeah, because alphabetically, I obviously come first. So.
Hi, I'm Mhairi. There's a fiddle.
Anyway, so my name is Mhairi Mackinnon, and I played a fiddle on Ron's album, and kind of did some on-the-spotty kind of string stuff as well. Yep. What else did I do? Did I do anything else?
Brought snacks.
Brought snacks.
Brought snacks, yeah.
Do you not bring coffee for everyone as well?
Brought a lot of coffee. Or was that Scott Woodband rehearsals? I can't remember.
Oh, I'm confused. Yes. No, you might be right.
Maybe it was.
Sorry.
And who all do or did you perform with kind of pre-pandemic?
What do you mean?
Bands, artists.
Oh, in general?
Yeah, in general, yeah.
Like a bunch of people in like primary school and stuff like that. General kids about the age of 7, just with teaching and stuff like that. But yeah, playing wise on a professional level, probably Scott Wood Band, and I did a bit of solo stuff when I did the Young Trad as a finalist in that this year. Yeah. And yeah, I've done one thing with the winner of that so far. We did a little thing for BBC Alba not that long ago, so that'll be coming out quite soon as well. But yeah, that's been it. Really, just a few bits and bobs here and there, but mainly just teaching all the time and things like that.
Nice.
Yep.
And Mark?
My turn.
Yeah.
I am Mark. I played drums and played some percussion and stuff on Ron's album as well.
Right.
Is there anything else to say about your album? Had a nice time.
Had a nice time.
Nice time.
Did big sounding drums on the wall.
Yeah, I probably sang quite a bit as well, but hopefully no one who listens to your album will hear that.
Yeah, do you know Mark does this, Mhairi?
You must. Sorry, what?
So like anytime Mark's playing drums to like a tune or a song, he like sings it. So like if you solo the drums, all you can hear is like Mark singing and him playing.
You definitely know this. No, the first time this came up was when we recorded the Scott Wood Band album, and I was doing shakers, and I was like, and they had to tell me to be quiet.
Yeah.
I've often thought about making a wee track, like trying to find them all and like putting them together and making a wee track of it.
Yeah. Between like, you know, Scott Wood Band stuff and your own album and singing some Fat Suit tunes and singing some Man Ran stuff and whatever, there's got to be an album.
Oh, there's loads of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
You've just named all my bands. You've done it for me.
You can expand on them. Tell us what they are, what their vibe is.
Yeah, so Fat Suit's like a big jazz fusion band. People might know about. Lots of improv, and I enjoy it very much.
Yeah, there's like 10 or 12 years or something, is that?
Oh, there's like, when we gig, there's 9 at the moment. In the past, there's been 14, and then when we do albums, there's like up to 30, maybe. Don't know. Yeah, it's pretty silly. Lots of people.
Big sound.
Yeah, and and then Man Ran is another kind of traddy band, which I've been playing in with for years and feels like ages now. But yeah, we're having our 10-year anniversary.
You are, yeah, and you're doing.
Which has been absolutely destroyed because of COVID, as was quite a few people's 10-year anniversaries. But
Yeah.
We're doing a wee stream gig in November, which we're going to kind of use as a 10-year thing. So
Nice. And where are you doing that?
Biolands, yeah. That was just announced on Saturday.
Sick. Nice.
So yeah, that is on the 14th of November, which is only like
Yes.
what, like 3 weeks away or something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, no, that'll be good. I can't remember if there was anything else to expand on.
Your own album, but we'll come back to that in a second.
Oh yeah, that's the best one.
That's the best one. So, what is your, both of you? What is your first musical memory? What made you both get into music when you were younger?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't actually know. Like, I do remember being like really, really young, and our local church, they had like it was like a harvest festival or something, and they asked me to play a tune at it. It was like Mary's Wedding or something like that. I ended up playing it. And I didn't really know what Scottish music was or like trad music was at that age. I was just kind of like given this book and told to play out of it. And yeah, so I think that's like something quite prominent in my mind was that evening, but I don't know what happened before then. So
Nice. Mark?
So nothing in primary school, but then when I went to high school, like we were given the option to do, like asked if you wanted to do any instrumental, like when we were in music, if you wanted to actually go and play any instrument specifically and go to lessons and stuff. And I wanted to play the sax, like for no reason apart from I just quite fancied it. So I went home to my mum, was like, "Hey, can I do sax lessons?" And she was like, "No." She doesn't say no. She would have said no. So yeah, I sulked away and didn't get my sax lessons. And then you had to pick two instruments in music. And I think all the cool kids, all like the chavvy kind of cool kid, and you just got to school and stuff, were at the drums. So I was like, no, wasn't going over there anytime soon. So I think I just played the keyboards the first time, and then for my second instrument, I plucked up the courage, went over, played the drums, and the teacher was like, "You've got some natural talent. I think you should get some lessons." And I don't know, I must have just picked up like a beat quite simply or something. So she recommended I get lessons, and then yeah, so then my mum took it a little bit more seriously that I was actually potentially could be good at it. So
Nice.
yeah, started lessons, and that was that.
Class.
I was so brave.
Good.
All those mean kids, and I just got it. Yeah.
Those mean kids in Dundee, Mark, just picking on you.
Oh, scary place.
Yeah. I remember in school getting that kind of music test. Do you guys get that? And you had the different coloured headphones. One was a blue headphone, one was a red one. And you had to do the listening test, and they kind of tested how.
Is this like a special class? Like only like you got to go to, or?
No, me and Grant were talking about it the other day. So
Oh wow.
it happened in Bath as well, so it wasn't just a weird northeast thing. That's for sure.
Right,
what was
explain
it
it a
to
little bit.
test like your musicality or something like that, or what was it?
Yeah. You can
Explain it a bit more. Why were the two different colours? What was that?
There were two different colours of headphones.
All right.
To be totally honest, but yeah, that's a specific detail I remember about it. And it was, I guess, like some sort of kind of listening test, and you kind of listen to like bits of music, and they asked you to like tap out a beat along to stuff, or like clap a rhythm after they played it, or what.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that my first ever strings instructor just literally bashed a note on the piano and said, "Right, sing that," and we'd be like, singing along with it, and she'd be like, "Right, no, you're no use. Go back to class." And then, if you could sing it, she'd be like, "All right, okay, there's maybe something there," and then you got a wee chance to learn.
Yeah. Nice.
See if you've got some musical talent about you.
Really well, but I know that in my grand's house there's like a photo of me when I'm like 4 or 5, dressed up as like a clown at like a party holding a wee toy accordion. So that must have been like, I don't know, that must have been something going round.
And you never.
Can you
never
play
ended
the
up.
accordion?
Yeah, that's what I say.
I have an accordion at one point, but no, I can't play it. No. Right. So, who would you say are your biggest musical influences on your playing or on your musician as a whole?
Are you thinking, Maz? Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go, because I wish I got these questions beforehand so I could actually think.
Yeah, so yeah, my biggest influence is a guy called Mark Juliana, if anyone knows him. You guys, if you probably don't know him. Yeah, Harriet knows him.
I know him because you talk about him quite
Oh
a lot.
no, Harriet's saying I'm her biggest. Good, she's my biggest influence.
Nice.
Sure has. And yeah, even if you haven't heard him, if you heard him, you'd be like, oh, I see why Mark sounds the way he does. He's literally just ripping off Mark Juliana left, right, and center. So yeah, I was like maybe halfway through university, I kind of came across him, and then it was just like, you know, in terms of like one drummer who I was like fixated on for like, and it's just kind of never ended for years and years and years and years. And then yeah, I could just name all the drummers. Nate Wood plays in a band called Kneebody, who I love. He's a kind of freak of nature, plays bass as well, plays bass and drums at the same time, and sings and plays keys, but super musical guy, and just an amazing sounding drummer. And Nate Smith, who you might know him more. He plays with Flying. You're going to have to help me out. There's Wolfpack, and then there's the one with the three guitarists.
Oh, yeah.
With like Corey Wong and Mark Lettieri and Joe Dart and Nate Smith, and they're called something Flyers.
Yeah.
I don't want to say frequent flyers, but that's terrible. That sounds like a frequent flyer points you get for going on a plane.
Well, yeah, no, it's not that. I
mean,
know.
Yeah, you might know him more than the other two, but yeah, he's just an amazing kind of pocket groove player.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Those are three, and then music-wise, it's just like bands like Snarky Puppy and then fucking like Biffy Clyro, and like you need to not forget your roots. Like I spent ages being like, oh, I just love jazz, and I've got to name all these cool bands, but like, yeah, I love Biffy Clyro, loved them when I was young, still love them. Foo Fighters, Deftones, and then all the jazz stuff, whatever. Yeah.
Nice. Mhairi?
I don't really know. I was thinking through all of that. I was like, I don't think that there's just like one specific person that I look up to or whatever musically. I think there's like lots of things that I take influence from. And I think I go through phases as well. I'm not always like, right, listen to trad music. Like I'll listen to lots and lots of different types of music as well. So it's but like maybe fiddle players that I kind of look up to. One name would probably be Patsy Reed, definitely, because she's just a total boss at what she does. I think I've learned a lot from her playing over the years. But I think probably you know Alistair White.
Yep, Battlefield Band.
Yeah, so like his playing, I think, played a massive part in my kind of musical upbringing years and years ago. Like, I learned to play his CD inside out, like back to front. Learned everything, grace notes and lots of things. I just absolutely loved his sound. So he's probably quite a prominent inspiration to me. But just lots of people, just and not necessarily the instrument that I play either. I like a lot of stuff like fluke and all of that sort of thing, like Brian Finnegan and that. But yeah, I listen to lots of different types of music and things. So.
Nice. Okay, we'll have a really funny story from a gig. Or what's the funniest thing that's maybe happened to you on a gig, or whilst you've been on stage seeing somebody or something? Mark, you might.
No, I must have some, but I'm just trying to rack my brains. And they've got to be Man, like surely.
Got to be, absolutely.
Some crazy, silly gigs.
That time we went to Belgium, do you remember? Just like plugging in for the gig, the stage had like some weird scaffolding in front of it. So like we were standing behind this like big piece of scaffolding. Anyway, everybody plugged in all their stuff, and it just blew up all the pedals.
That's right.
I've only just got my POG back.
That's right.
And that was literally like 5 or 6 years ago now. And
I don't remember that happening.
We had to pretty much do the gig with just like as we were, no sounds.
I remember the sound check being terrible,
It was.
And I remember me playing the wrong tune in the set list, and that's kind of the only thing I can remember because I'd like messed up so much. If we're thinking of the same, if we're thinking of the right, we only went to Belgium once, right? So it must be.
Yeah, we went to Belgium. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure as well that we turned up to the festival. It was like a beer festival,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that we turned up too late to actually get the beer. There was like hardly anything left. It was only backstage.
I think the problem with that was is that we were on the same gig as the Emar boys and the Rura boys and the McLear boys.
Well, that's maybe why there's no beer left.
There was no beer left. It wasn't that we arrived too late. I don't know that, if I'm totally honest. There was the time as well, Mary, Scott,
Oh
remember
no.
the other day. Do you remember when we first played Spayfest as like a trio, and like I snapped about 4 guitar strings within the one set?
That was very early on, wasn't it? I just remember seeing your face and you're absolutely fizzing.
In one tune set or in like the whole band set?
The whole band set, yeah.
I was about to say, in one tune set, that would be incredible.
Well, I think I broke
one strum, take up 4 of them.
One set though, and then I had to borrow Kenny Rankin's guitar for a couple, and I think I broke one of his strings too. Oh man, that was
You're just giving it absolute beans.
that was a bad time.
Right,
Adam Booley, Debt for Davy, remember? And he snapped a guitar string in the middle of a solo, in the middle of McCready's.
Oh, one of the best things I've seen, Fraser Jackson's recital. Like, I wasn't even there. Fraser went to uni when I wasn't there, but he snaps a string during his solo. Oh, I can't remember what they're playing. And he just puts down his guitar. I he either changes strings. I think he just changes guitar. But he just puts down his guitar and he tells the sax player to take over the solo. The sax player takes over the solo. He goes away, fucking gets his guitar, goes back, and then slams back into it. I think it was a very slick kind of save. But it's your recital, you're probably going to be prepared for stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of snapping strings, Ron, do you remember Tidy Music Festival? We were just a trio at the time, and I snapped an E string.
Yeah.
And so playing with pipes, my strings were already tuned up, like a semitone.
Somewhere in the world that year or something, not in the world, but you know what I mean. Was it not? We were not sweating on stage. It was roasting.
It was a pretty uncomfortable experience. You know, like the whole of Blazing Fiddles at like watching her set, and then here's me snapping a string. And I remember running off and putting a brand new string on, never mind trying to get it up to the pitch at E, I had to try and get it up to F. And I just remember the security guard at the side just like watching me, like, what is she doing? I was like working so fast. But I managed to get back on before the end of that set.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a proper white knuckle ride, that one.
You got any funny stories, Mark?
Yeah, so I'm kind of getting annoyed because I know that there are some, like, I can definitely been on stage sitting at my drums, like, splitting with laughter. Like, I feel like that's happened so many times that I can't place my finger on. So I'm going to be annoyed because I'm going to tell some, and then there's probably going to be some other ones that are like...
You remember them, we'll come back to them. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But, no, what comes to mind is, like, man-ran gigs... generally in the Highlands where all the punters are blazing, and it's quite a few times Big Ross is just gone, just actually maybe not even just in the Highlands, sometimes just when the moment strikes him he'll just go off stage and he's literally just walked like into another room off backstage, like he's gone, he's got his in-ears in, he's playing away, and we're just like without a bass player, and you're just... It's been very funny. And then also, like, yeah, just there was a gig in Skye, and it was just an absolute zoo. Like, people were, folk were sitting on the stage with their backs to us, as if like they were at a party, and they're sitting on the stage, and they're like getting their drinks, and they're right next to like a room mic or something, and they were like playing with it, and like, what is this and all that, and some guy jumped up on the stage, and Ewan just like barged him right off. And Connell was depping for Ryan, and he had a wee book of like notes and stuff for the set. It's just this wee book, and this guy just grabs the book and just like takes it as if it's like, you're just like, what? How? But yeah, just a total total and utter zoo. The guy actually got up on stage twice and Ewan just barged him off. And actually, Sky, last year, this was actually genuinely very funny. Gary got a dinghy. He just got a blow-up dinghy. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh my God, he's got a dinghy. But at the moment, it was ridiculous. I can't remember what we played. We might have played the Cowan Man or whatever it was. And he's just thrown the dinghy out onto the crowd and jumped out on the dinghy and gone. The crowd's just taking him round. And it's just like amazing. Like, it just, before it, I was thinking, oh my God, what's he doing? This is going to be ridiculous. But at the moment, it was hilarious. It was amazing. Yeah.
Was that the same Sky gig where did you not like try and break your phone, or you broke your phone screen or something?
No, it's the same gig, but the year before is when my phone was already starting to be broken, so I just got annoyed and started kicking it about the hall. Yeah. And then everyone thinks that that's why it was broken, but it was already broken.
It's already broken.
Sorry, I got a bit drunk.
Yeah, it happens.
But yeah, I feel like there's more stories, and if I can remember them, I'll bring them up. But
me and Mhairi kind of talked about it briefly, but any particular memorable experiences from a gig that me and you have done, Mark? Anything that springs to mind? Or even Mhairi, if you remember any other fun gigs that we had.
I remember arm wrestling for drinks.
Tidy.
And if I won the arm wrestle, we got drinks all night.
That's right.
And I actually don't remember anything after that because I'm pretty sure I won.
You did win.
Oh, nice.
Yes, you did, Mhairi.
I mean,
yeah.
Free drink.
If we're talking like, so I was trying to wrap my brains thinking of stuff like at gigs and on stage and stuff with you, Ron.
Yeah.
But if we're talking like things that have happened while away gigging, then like the swimming pool in Denmark, like, my God, guys.
I forgot about that.
That was like one of the best tour highlights of all tours. Like, it's ridiculous.
I totally forgot about that. That's really bad.
Ron, can you get the photo up for the put it on your desktop so you show everyone?
No. We were this close to going Facebook Live.
That's
From
right.
the side of the swimming pool.
Scott was in bed.
That would have just been the worst thing that had ever happened. Oh, it was so bad. Anyway, live to tell the tale, didn't we?
Good gig though, tuner.
I think that's one of my favorite gigs that we've ever done. Just that festival and.
Out Together was good as well.
Oh yeah.
Me and you decided to have a planking competition with Martin Gillespie.
Who are you talking to here?
Me.
Not me.
Me?
Yes, the three of us.
Oh, see, I don't remember any of this. Again, probably too much wine.
Certainly not together, too much wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good gig as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Hogmanay show was good too.
So I'm just, sorry, you're thinking of all the nice pro gigs. I'm just thinking of all the debauchery now.
Well, okay, like
let's talk about the nice gigs. Oh, I'm thinking about Shetland, like, my God.
you would if you have any, Mark. But
what? Yeah, oh no, and more debauchery was just going to be Shetland, like. But
I mean, wasn't there, so I can't be blamed.
That's no.
you weren't
it's probably not much of a big story for anyone, because if anyone has been to the folk festival, everyone knows it's debauchery.
Yeah, that's right.
But 2 nights up till 8 a.m. watching the sun come up, like.
In Cara's mum and dad's house, eh?
Yeah. Wrecking their kitchen, spilling tomato sauce everywhere. Yeah. It's a shambles. But yeah, we did do good gigs as well, like the Hogmanay show.
Hogmanay show, yeah.
No, sorry, I make that sound like Shetland was a good gig. Shetland was a very good gig. Sorry.
Yeah. There was also that Germany tour that we did with Manran as well. Mark, I've got some funny videos of you like going into venues like on top of your hardware.
Oh yeah.
Really
you need to send me that.
Like,
I don't know why I've never done that before. Instead of wheeling the thing all the way through the venue, you just use it as a big sledge and dive on it. Yeah.
Ron, I've just thought of a funny story.
Oh no. Oh, here we go. Okay, Mhairi.
Remember that time?
Oh no.
Oh no. I shouldn't have opened this kind of worms.
It was like such a big gig. It was like a huge gig, and it was like, oh, you've been asked to do this gig. You can't up. And it's like, come downstairs in the morning, right? I'm all ready, I'm all set. Ron's going to come and pick me up in a minute.
Oh, yes. I know where this is going. Oh, that's fine.
Oh, I'm early. I'm early today. What am I going to do? Oh, I'll phone Ron. I'll see if he wants coffee for the journey. So I phoned him. And, how far away are you, Ron? Oh, I'm just about 20 minutes. You all ready to go? I'm just wondering if you want a wee coffee. Because I'm actually running ahead of schedule. He's like, oh no, I'll be there soon. And that's fine. Hang up the phone. And then I said to my dad, have you moved my fiddle? And he was like, no, I've not touched it. Why? And I was like, I'm sure I put it in front of the radiator in the living room. And he's like, no, I've not touched it. And then it was that overwhelming, like,
Dread.
absolute fear when I realised that I'd left my fiddle in my locker at the RCS, and I was in Perth getting picked up by Ron on the way to Aberdeen for a gig with Field Marshal Montgomery pipe band. World champions, like, however many times over.
Yeah.
And here's me like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So I put it on Facebook and like, hey, does anybody have a fiddle that I can borrow? And then the blimmin' guy that booked us to do the gig, Al McLaren, was like, hi Mhairi, is everything okay? I've just seen your thing on Facebook. And I'm like, oh my god. So like, quick thinking me, went up to my bedroom, like, I've got fiddle here, it's perfect. And it was like my first ever fiddle that I got. It was like a 60 quid Chinese number, and it was a full size fiddle, but it only had a half size bow. So I remember like, this will have to do. So I took that, and then jumped in Ron's car, and then headed up to the music hall in Aberdeen to go and do this massive gig. It was so embarrassing. Wow. But anyway, so my friends down in Glasgow, they went in, managed to get my fiddle out of the locker. They took it to some random festival in like the Trossachs or something like that. My dad drove down, picked up the fiddle, and then drove all the way to Aberdeen with it. Right. And made it there just for the tail end of the sound check. Right. So yeah, I had my fiddle for the actual gig.
That's similar to Scott's dad not dragged to Manchester to get him his passport like years ago or something.
Right. Yeah.
Above and beyond. That's amazing.
Yeah. My dad wouldn't do that.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a few of those. I've turned up to Aberdeen-ish area like twice in the last. I think it was in 1 year. I did it twice. I rocked up and I realised I didn't have like a clutch for my hi-hat. It's just like, if I don't have that, then this doesn't work. Or I've rocked up and my stick bag's not there, and I'm like, right, well, that's a big problem. I need to get sticks. I need to get a clutch. I need to get all this stuff. So I've had to drive to Aberdeen, go to a shop in Aberdeen, and then drive all the way back. You're not alone, Mhairi. Like,
yeah,
there's so many things. But to be fair, you've only got to remember this one box, which is a fiddle. I've got loads of moving parts, so I can be forgiven.
You need sticks to play drums, though, Mark. So I'm saying.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that, like, I forgot that one thing, but I did remember everything else. Granted, all that's useless. But yeah.
Oh, it's just a proper whitey moment, like.
Yeah, I think it's happened to everyone.
You've been booked to play the fiddle at a gig, and you've not got your fiddle.
Well, so that kind of relates to my next question, which is, anybody got any horror stories about tours or gigs? But Mhairi, you've already covered that with when you forgot fiddle.
Yeah.
And Mark, you got any tour disasters?
Yeah, definitely. Like, stuff like that. I've just told you my story. But that's happened a good few times. Like, not necessarily tours, but I've been halfway down, like half an hour into a journey to a wedding, and realised I don't have a bass drum pedal, and then someone's had to source their pals, neighbours, dogs, plays the drums, and I can have his pedal or something. Same, I've like done the same with my cymbals, like had to turn around and go back for my cymbals. Manran, we've done that.
Yeah.
We got halfway to, like, we're going up north. We must be going to, was it Oban or was it higher? I don't know, but we were going north, and we basically got halfway there. So we'd gone like to Loch Lomond and beyond, like a fair distance, at least an hour and a half. and me and Ross turned round because we didn't have the box for our in-ears. So it's like, and the PA system, the PA company were already loaded in, and they weren't bringing monitors, and they didn't have monitors, and it was a gig that was in the middle of nowhere, and we wouldn't be able to get it. So we turned around and went and got the monitors. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times that's happened, but with Manran, just kind of like you assume that someone else has got the thing.
Yeah.
But no, everyone's assuming that someone else has got the thing, and then no one's got the thing, and it's a disaster.
Anything like instruments not appearing after flights, or like booking the wrong, or like being in the wrong airport, or.
I know quite a few of my stories link back to Tyree.
A common theme here.
It's just like, what a place. You know how stressful it is getting that ferry back from Tyree. Like, going to Tyree on the ferry is stressful, but coming back from it as well is a nightmare because everyone's just trying to get off the island and they're piling on and the queue's like massive. I remember I'd organised with my family friends from the Isle of Gia to get a lift with them. So this was before I was able to drive, I think. So they were coming off of Tyree. No, we flew over. We flew over to Tyree on that tiny little plane, but we were coming back on the ferry. So I was getting a lift with them from the mainland back down to Tain Lone, which is like on the Argyll Peninsula, to head over to Gia, because that's where all my family were. So by the skin of my teeth, I just missed the ferry that they went on, and they were kind of like, oh no. So totally missed their ferry. So that was my lift all the way down the road, absolutely scuppered. So I had to get a bus all the way to Oban, well, from Oban, and then head towards the Gia ferry. And by that time of night, it was like 9:30 or something like that. My dad and my Uncle John had to come over in a little fishing boat with like a tiny little propeller on the back. And I could you not, here's me just like sitting in this little rowing boat going across. The water was literally like at the top of the boat, and yeah, it was just.
Dad's a legend. Oh my god! Again,
Big Dick, he is. He absolutely
saves the day quite a lot. That honestly, that was a hellish day. I was like, what am I going to do? How am I actually going to get out of this one? But it's just that way where you've got the hangover of hell. You're on this ferry with way more people than it should actually be holding.
Absolutely. Remember as well, like there was there not a reason why we couldn't? There was a problem with the next boat, like the one that we were quite near the front of the queue. And then there was something happened that we weren't going to be getting on that boat. And Nori was with us for some reason, and Nori absolutely kicked off. And
I remember Nori being there.
Boat. And I can't remember the whole story, but I remember something happened. Let's have another funny story, surely.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like
on flights, or did you not book on a flight, or did you like go to the wrong airport, or go to the wrong country, or something?
There's a whole bunch. No, not the wrong country. Yeah, there's a whole bunch like of airport like not enough time to get between two flights at all, and then having to stay overnight, and just like sprinting through airports, and then you get on the plane and you're like dripping in sweat as you're so thankful you just made it there. Loads of getting to gigs and not getting our gear, obviously, but I think that's just normal for everyone, isn't it? Try to think of more. We did once in. See, Ewan books the flights, and I think something happened in Paris. Anyway, we ended up in the wrong. We did go to the wrong airport in Paris or something. Or no, I think the company had just cancelled the flight and hadn't told Ewan about it. So we got there, and then the flight didn't exist, and then we had. So then it was like total stress fest. And knowing Manran, actually no, I've got a good one as well. Actually, knowing Manran, we probably had a gig the next day that we had to get back to in Scotland or something, in like Fort William or something crazy. So then like I think 2 people got a flight from there, and then or maybe all of us. We all jumped in a taxi and just had to zoom across to the other side of Paris, which we just come from, to the other airport. I know one's called Charles de Gaulle, right? And then I'm not sure what the other one is called.
Nah.
But that was a shambles. one of the worst experiences was we did a gig. Oh man! So these gigs where you go away, you play the gig abroad somewhere, and your flight is in like the middle of the night, so they don't get you a hotel. So we've had a few where you've just like you go to the airport really early and you're just like this is it's just so grim, and you're awake the whole night basically. But one in Spain, we arrived in Spain, and then it was all very crazy. The guy who was driving us around seemed quite unhinged and like he hadn't slept much and was just a bit mental. We finally did the gig. The gig was cool, but it was a really late gig. I think we slept during the day, as in like we arrived, we sound checked, and then we slept, and then we ate, I think, and then we gigged at like 1 a.m. Or maybe our gig finished at 1 a.m. Either way, it was somewhere really late. And then straight after the gig, we got into a van with the same guy, who I'm hoping slept at some point, and we drove. I don't know why we couldn't just get a flight from the area we were in. We then drove 7 hours to get a flight, and it was like dangerous. Like we're all in the van, obviously conking out, having a horrible time next all the shop, and this driver is up front, like slapping himself, like trying to stay awake. And he finally drops us off in, I'm not sure what airport it was, and we're like, "What are you going to do?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm going to find a beach and go and sleep." And he just went and found a beach and lay down and had a snooze, I think. But like, just like not okay. I don't know if it's that funny, to be honest. It's just like reckless, like scary, like
Bad.
stupid. Yeah, totally. Like,
Yeah.
but kind of disaster. Someone thought that was a good idea. Must have saved someone money somewhere.
Yeah.
Bulk. Yeah.
What's the biggest gig you think you've done, Mark?
Right, well, this is, yeah, depends what you mean by biggest. I played at Glastonbury, which you would assume is like amazing. Yeah, I know exactly. Like played at Glastonbury, but played on, you know, didn't headline the Pyramid stage, you know. But I can't remember what the stage was called. But at exactly the same time as we were playing, do you want to guess who was headlining the Pyramid stage at this time in the afternoon, late afternoon?
Biffy Clyro.
Nah,
Nope.
they'd be headlining later on at night, surely. Mid-afternoon, like Jess Glynn or somebody?
No, think older. Think like
Lionel
80s,
Richie.
like.
Class.
How did you get that? Well done.
Yes, I did. I
Lionel
remember
Richie.
seeing him do a Glastonbury set, and he was amazing.
So Lionel Richie's on at the same time, so we can blame that or whatever. But the tent was pretty full. We were pretty pumped, and then we went on. And it was like, cool. Now, I can't remember who the band on before us was. Maybe they were big or whatever. But yeah, couldn't compete with Lionel Richie. And then we went and watched the Who afterwards.
Class.
But that was a bit like we didn't. You know, it was one of those things. We didn't stay for the whole weekend or anything. Kind of got in on the day, did a bit of walking around, saw some bands, and then got out. It is enormous.
Yeah.
Like, it's so like I've been to like obviously festivals, folk festivals, or Scottish festivals and stuff. But my word, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just so massive. But yeah, on paper, that's probably you get to say you played Glastonbury as the biggest gig.
Nice.
Yeah, this I'll get in trouble from Manran for saying this. I always say this though, but the Skerryvore gig me and you did run was
big gig.
in terms of like number of people, all knowing the music and loving it and going mental, and the general show, the lights, and just like it was like
good.
A pretty silly feeling. I remember coming off thinking, wow, imagine like you played. Made me like, imagine playing for like a massive. Imagine you did that like every night.
Yeah.
I'm picking up Skerryvore like big time. But it was like in terms of like what it was pretty amazing. Yeah, but then some other similar gigs, like Guinness Irish Fest, in Switzerland with Manran was amazing. I can't remember how many thousand, but like maybe 6 or something like that. And all the tech was amazing. Like, not that that's what makes a great gig, but like we were taken care of really well, and like the whole thing was pretty amazing. And and then like Tuner and Ortegaya and all these festivals are banging. Yeah,
pretty big.
Yeah.
Anyone spring out to you? Any one big gig?
I don't know. Yeah, probably just Ortega.
You also
I
play
think
at
that
the Olympics, Mary.
was that.
You also play at the Olympics, Mary.
Yes, I did. But I think that was a similar situation to what Mark experienced at Glastonbury. Like you make
Lionel
that
Richie
sound
headlining.
you make it sound like I was playing at the opening ceremony. It was not quite like that, but yeah, no, that was a fun and stressful experience because we had to take a piano and a harp on the underground, which I wouldn't recommend.
No. I would say.
Was that?
We'd probably want to avoid that, I would say.
Yeah, that wasn't too good. But yeah, I did that in 2012, and
what kind of gig was it?
so it was just in the Olympic Village. So it was
I see.
They had a few different stages and things set up all over the place, and
Nice.
yeah.
Cool.
So played there. Probably as well, Lorient. They have like a massive tent there. I did a gig there with Atlantic Seaway, which was like some of the students from Boston, and then also some from the academy in Glasgow. And it was like put out onto like French TV or something. Everyone was like, "Well, this is like a massive gig." But yeah, I think Ortigueira is like the one that sticks out to me because like I just remember looking out, and it was just like fuzzy. There was that many people there. Like, you couldn't see people's faces. It was that like, but it was bright. Like you could see.
It was just like
the audience, but it's like
it was mad.
It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, right, Mark. I know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do you both sing in the shower?
You know? How do you know the answer to this?
Because you sing whilst playing drums, Mark. So you definitely sing in the shower.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I think I will maybe like see if I'm trying to write a tune or try to think of something or whatever. Then maybe that's a little bit of down like focused time where you could be like humming something. But no, see, I don't listen to music. If I listen to music in the shower, if I had like a speaker on, then I would probably be singing along. But I don't really listen to anything when I'm in the shower or anything. So
did you write something from your album whilst you were in the shower?
No. I wrote most of it. I wrote most of it doing other bathroom activities.
What?
I'm only joking. I wrote my first album on the toilet, pretty much. So
nice.
No, genuinely, don't sing in the shower.
No.
Nah.
Sorry. That you sing.
No, not on a daily basis, but I think it depends whether you're having a standy up shower or a sit down one.
What a bath!
No, a sit down shower. Have you ever had that?
But is your shower shaped like a bath? You know what I mean? And then you've got the shower bit.
What?
If I sit down, because I've just got like a wee cubicle.
Yeah, that's fine.
If I sit in that, it's a bit bleak. It's a bit like you should turn on the cold water and start crying. Like.
No, that's the kind of mood that you're in when you have a sit down shower.
Right.
Actually, no, I really like a sit down shower. It's very good.
Okay.
Good to know.
And so, what do you sing?
So wait, what do you sing? What?
I don't sing in the shower.
Even
no,
just
wait,
not every day.
Didn't you say it depends if it was a sit down or a stand up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you more likely to sing if you're standing up or sitting down?
Standing up.
Yeah, because then you can be like holding the mic. And...
You can actually dance. Yeah.
Playing fiddle. Nice. Okay, let's do some more light-hearted stuff. Pizza or burger?
Pizza.
Oh, straight in, Mary. What's on your pizza?
Yeah.
What's on your pizza, Maz?
Well, it just depends, really. I am partial to ham and pineapple. I know that some people barf at that.
There's a lot of people have said that.
I think it's maybe because it's like frowned upon, so like you feel like you need to get it off your chest. But no, we've got a local takeaway. They do like a chicken tikka pizza, and it's just very good.
Mark?
Nice. Yeah, pizza as well. I like a barbecue sauce.
Oh.
Let's see, I've got a few different pizzas that I always kind of rotate. Like, it depends where you get your pizza from.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like a barbecue sauce, and then like chicken, bacony, peppers kind of deal.
Yeah.
Or I quite like a white base as well, like no sauce at all, just like a white, cheesy, doughy boy. But yeah, I think pizza over burger.
Yeah.
I've had a pizza before. I went to Lorient, right? And then
you announced that like, I've had a pizza before.
No, honestly, this pizza, it was just like, what an eye-opening experience. That whole festival, like,
So
for
excited.
food is like, oh my god.
I've never been to Lorient yet.
I was going to the canteen and like picking up a tray, because if you pick up a tray, you get a jug of cider. So like I was just like bypassing all the food and going straight for this jug of cider. But we decided to eat out a couple of times. We went to this pizzeria. I was like, oh, carbonara pizza, that sounds really quite nice. I thought it sounded like quite unusual. Anyway, I ordered it, and it came out and it had like this like bechamel sauce over the pizza base with like chopped up bacon and then a raw egg in the middle.
Oh.
Like just like cracked open in the middle of the pizza.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a bit rank. And then there was another time where I was like getting a wee bit cocky with my French. I was like, yeah, I'm getting quite good at French now, so I'm going to order my dinner in French. And I was like, everyone was like, yeah, I'll have the burger, I'll have this. And I was like, une tartare de boeuf, s'il vous plaît. And
once more, une tata de boeuf.
All right. What's that?
I thought it was going to be like steak pie or something, but anyway, like it comes this plate. Here, everyone's got like their chips, and I could smell the chips. I was like, oh, that smells so good. And then here comes my dinner, and it looked like pedigree chum. It was like strips of raw beef.
Yeah, like tartar kind of vibe.
Yeah, it was.
Or
Like
what's it called? I always forget the word for it. There's like, it's that kind of raw beef.
Yeah.
Kind of European thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like tartar, but there's another word.
It was like ice cold as well and slimy.
Mm.
So, yeah.
I once had a soup in Poland or Czech Republic. It's a garlic. Oh, I need to remember this. It was a garlic soup, right, with an egg in it, and I think it was mozzarella. So it was like, I think there might be something I'm missing as well, but it was basically like a watery soup. Like most of it just kind of looked like a garlicky water, but then there was an egg in it, or an egg yolk cracked in it as well, and then all this like stringy mozzarella was just cutting about as well, and it was just bizarre. I think on paper I was like, cool, I like all these things, let's give it a go, and then it was just a bit meh.
I think it's quite nice getting to like go to different countries and like trying all like their local food and stuff like that, but you just never know what you're going to get. Like I remember one festival where we not at and just every night it was like this potato salad, but it had like weird stuff in it. Do you remember it?
Was that not good?
I think so.
I
also remember playing in Vigo once, and they were like, oh, we're not having a sit down meal tonight. It's just like, you know, they'll serve us food, and I guess there's kind of
where's Vigo? Where's Vigo?
North of Spain.
Oh, sorry.
All right, we just meant to know that. Oh, sorry. Cool.
I said
it could have been an Italian restaurant in Inverness or something.
Oh, right, okay. Anyway, and so they come out with all these plates, and it's like octopus with like their suckers still on and stuff, and like pig's ears. And I was like, no, I'd draw the line. And I remember the food just always came completely doused in olive oil and sprinkled with paprika. So yeah, I think I didn't eat very much on that trip, but some trips you go away and like the food is unbelievable.
Amazing.
It's really nice to try new things and that, but yeah.
Yeah, did you not also go to Brazil? Right.
To me, yes, I did. I also missed a flight for that as well. So.
Okay.
It was not my fault. It was not my fault. Those that had to declare instruments and stuff like that, we all missed our flight, and then people that didn't have to manage to get there. But yeah, that was an interesting trip.
Good food in Brazil? No?
Where we went, they don't really speak English, so you were just like looking at a menu which had like, you know, the pictures and that on it, and you're just like, that?
Wow.
One of those?
Whereabouts in Portugal, Brazil, were you? I asked that as if like I know, you know what I mean? If you don't say Rio de Janeiro or whatever, then I don't have a clue, so.
I can't really remember. I believe I flew into Sao Paulo, but the bit that I was in, I think it was very much an area that like tourists don't really go to.
Right.
Like they like their sewage kind of runs down the side of the street, sort of thing.
Wow.
Lots of homeless. Yeah, it wasn't really that nice a place. Like you would never
Yeah.
go there on holiday, but
Yeah.
I think it's really nice that you get to see some of these places and things like that. But
No, totally. I'd love to go somewhere like that.
I remember ordering a strawberry caipirinha, and it was literally like it was like a like a dram glass, and it must have been filled like that much with vodka, and
Nice.
the rest of it was just like mushed up strawberries, and I just remember it being like an awful experience. It was just
Still drank it
yeah,
all, didn't you?
strained the strawberries out and drank the vodka. I'm making myself sound like an absolute alcoholic. I can't
Yeah.
even remember the last time I had a drink.
Me and Ron,
I don't even drink
anytime
that
we go
much.
away, we don't really. Me and Ron don't really drink much. It's
Nah.
just you, like
Just you, Maz. Yeah.
embarrassment, man. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
I know. Yeah. Speaking of food and stuff, if I was to come round for dinner, what would you be cooking for dinner?
Roast dinner.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Sunday roast all the way, and it would be a roast beef.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
The whole
you're
shebang.
Yorkies and everything.
Oh yeah.
Class. Good.
Pigs and blankets.
Oof.
White pudding.
Yes.
oh, damn.
The whole lot.
Whole lot. Nice.
Right. Yeah, I mean you're pretty limited with me. I made dinner for me and Harriet on Friday, and it was dreadful. I'll tell you about that before I tell you about what I would make you, but I wouldn't make you that. It was something I made before. It was just a green curry. It's a
Okay.
recipe I'd used. It's a recipe I used before, just using the green curry paste and the kind of coconut milk and sweet potato and stuff. But I think the previous time I'd made it too like thick and gloopy, and so I tried to make it thinner. And then this time it was just like I might as well have like just served it like cooked it all in boiling water and then drained it and fucking popped it on the plate. It was like tasted of nothing. It was very, very disappointing. So don't come round to mine for dinner, Ron. But if you were coming, I've during the lockdown I've started making this like tomatoey creamy orzo, which I think I can make okay.
I've got a
So
story about orzo for you.
That's what you'd probably be stuck with.
That's
And
all right.
then don't know. Like, you want a 3-courser? You're probably not getting a 3-courser because I honestly, I wish I was better at cooking, but I hate it so much, and it puts me in such a bad mood.
Yeah.
I'm cooking, and I'm just like, I swear, if you look at me, I've just got a constant frown on because I hate doing it, and you're like, oh yeah, but once you eat it, it's the fruits of your labor. It's all worth it, and I'm just like, nah, don't get it, don't get that at all. I'm very lucky that Harriet enjoys cooking, and I can do all the cleaning. I think I get more satisfaction from cleaning than I hate cooking so much. But
Wow.
anyway, yeah, it would be a roll of the dice, Ron. I'd make you something, and it might be all right.
Might be all right.
Might be dreadful.
We'd have a bottle of wine, so it'd be all right. It'd be fine.
Yeah, aye. Get you drunk enough that you'd be
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
you had.
Fine.
Well, was booze and a packet of crisps, is that an option?
Could be.
Yeah. Nah, no dinner then. Fine.
Yeah. Just bottle of Kraken and some Pringles.
That's what I should have said. Yeah. And in the moment, that probably would have beat a Sunday roast. What's your orzo story?
Yeah.
My orzo story.
Yeah.
Oh, my mum absolutely nearly skinned me alive once because she was planning this orzo for dinner. I was like, what even is orzo? Nobody told me what it was. I latterly found out that it's like pasta that looks like rice. Anyway, the reason I found this out was because I used to be partial to cleaning my fiddle out with rice. So you shove a bunch of dry rice. Do not use wet rice or the stuff you put in the microwave.
No.
It's got to be dry rice. Put it inside the fiddle and shake it about, and it gets rid of all the ooze and dust and dust bunnies and stuff. And then you turn your fiddle upside down and then shake it all out. and you can see the rice. It comes out black. It's awful.
wow.
So anyway,
Yeah.
there's this day I went into the cupboard at my mum's house, and I just got this bag of stuff,
Oh,
and I
no.
put it inside my fiddle. I was like shaking it about, and I was like, this isn't really working like it normally does. And my mum later went to go and cook the tea. She was like, has anybody seen the orzo? And I was like, what's orzo? And turns out I used the orzo that was for dinner to clean it.
Wow. How old are you?
I think I was in uni at the time.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a good story. Okay, what record are you listening to at the minute? You can tell people to check out.
I think I've just listened to a few throughout lockdown, but not that many. So
Mhm.
the latest one I was listening to loads was actually the new Biffy Clyro album.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's like still it's like a good few weeks ago or a month ago or something since that came out. So you can see how
It's good though. Still
how
good.
much I should be listening to more music. But I was pleasantly surprised because I've written off Biffy for a long time. I love all their old stuff, but then this one came out and Fraser Jackson took a post, and I was like, oh, I should check it out, and it's actually very, very good. So I was into that. And then before that, during lockdown, was basically 2 albums which no one would expect me to listen to, which is Dua Lipa's album,
Man, that's amazing.
which is awesome.
It's an amazing album. It's so good.
And there's so many musos I've spoke to who are all
Class.
mad into it.
Mhairi,
Was that?
have you heard that album?
No, I haven't. No.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing. And it's Harriet who brings this music to my ears, because the other album I was going to say was Selena Gomez's album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's Harriet in the room shouting like, "Yeah!" It's like she's the music guru.
She'll be sitting in the shower later on by the sounds of it.
Yeah. So Selena Gomez's album Rare, which is another total poppy, synthy kind of Latin thing, which you wouldn't expect. Surely I should be saying some cool jazz album, but no, it's amazing. It's so good, especially with headphones on, blaring. Yeah, really, really good.
Nice.
Oh, and interestingly, she released her album Rare, and then she released Rare Deluxe, right? And it's the deluxe version I am saying is really, really good. And it starts with a different tune. I thought it was quite a good concept. So the whole order of the album was totally different. And the start of the deluxe album is this tune called Boyfriend, and then that was a single. So I'm like, usually I just assume a deluxe album you put 3 new songs at the end, but I thought it was quite a cool vibe.
Nice. Mhairi?
Trad.
I've got this playlist that I listen to at the moment, and trad. No, it's actually called Ironing because I normally have it on when I'm doing the ironing.
Love it. Is it death? Is it like death metal or something? I love it if you had a
it's so
a hidden love of
yeah, okay.
thrash metal.
Have I disappeared? I'll tell you what's on it.
Yeah, it's okay. There's Paul. Some boy.
He's cleaning his whistles.
Oh, nice.
Ironing, right? So on it,
Mm-hmm.
I've got Bioga's new album.
Oh yeah.
A band called Parcels.
Nah.
Have you heard of them?
No.
A track called Tied Up Right Now. It's quite a good one actually. I like it. There's lots of John Mayer on it. East Pointers, Bear's Den, and I actually really like Bear's Den.
I've never listened to Bear's Den, but I think they were the band that were on before us at Glastonbury.
Right. I don't know that.
Yeah.
Bear's Den, yeah, lots of John Mayer.
What East Pointers album do you have on there, Mhairi? The latest one or the one screen cover?
Both of them, yeah, both of them.
It's called, yeah.
Maggie Rogers, bit of Chris Stapleton.
Nice.
And my latest addition to it has been Haim's new album.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's really good.
I was told to listen to Haim and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Although, I watch her playing the drums and I'm just like that. I don't know if she's playing it because it looks a wee bit unnatural. Do you know what I mean? When you see a drummer playing, it's kind of like, oh yeah, you look like a drummer. But when she's playing it, she's very rigid sort of thing. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a funny one. But it was actually watching one of their videos that got me into it because I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like the video that they did, so
Yeah.
started listening to some of their stuff again.
Nice. I've been getting quite into churches again.
Oh yeah.
See, I've never,
You're great, man.
I've been meaning to do it, but
There's also this album, Mhairi, I think you should check out. It's called Today's Tomorrow by Mark Scobbie. Really
I
good.
knew
actually-
it. As soon as you said that, I knew it was gonna be
it's actually
a Mark Scobbie.
it's actually not what it's called as well. It's called Tomorrow's Today. You need to bleep that one out, Ron.
That was close. Today, what's it called? Tomorrow's Today.
Tomorrow's Today, yeah.
Tomorrow's Today. What did I call it? Today's Tomorrow.
Today's Tomorrow.
Sorry.
There was an album. Yeah, I'd recommend it as well.
Yeah,
To be honest, that was one thing I probably listened to loads and loads and loads, and I had it for no, but you know what I mean. Like you get the bounces, and then you listen to it, and then you get the mixes, and you listen to it, and then you're like, and then I spent like a few months forgetting about it, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to that again, and then I listened to it, and then it finally comes out, and you're like, listen to the masters,
Yeah.
and then now I've not listened to it since it came out, so I'm done with it.
Good.
Still proud of it though.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good.
But yeah.
On a similar vein, do you have a favourite track from my album that we've recorded or that you've heard?
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay, Mhairi, you go first.
The one about the penguin.
Tactical Penguin, yeah.
And do you know why I like it, actually?
Is it not Tactical Nuclear Penguin or something?
That's the name of the tune. The track's called Tactical Penguin, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all the tunes in that track, but one of the things that I like the most out of it is the sound of Mark's snare in that first tune.
Oh, there you go.
That's pretty much it. That's all the only reason I listen to that track is for
That's-
Mark's snare.
That's not true, is it? That's not true.
No, it is true. No, genuinely, that is true. It reminds me of it's like proper fat. I like it. It reminds me of it's a John Mayer track. It's like a proper John Mayer vibe. So like I think that's why I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the final tune as well. I love
yeah.
I love that final tune. So like proper feel good tune. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, mine's got to be the walking song.
Yeah. Do you
You need to remind me what it's called though, because I can't remember exactly what it's called.
I'm going to attempt it, but as I've said before in other interviews, I am not a Gaelic speaker, so it's potentially a bit long. Mhairi Mackinnon, I think.
That was quite good. That sounded.
Sounds alright, Ron.
Borderline. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just think like.
Yeah, I know. So.
No, I just thought the arrangement's amazing and it's so epic. Ainsley sounds amazing in it. Selfishly, my drums sound amazing. Like specifically on that track, I just feel like, don't know.
I actually haven't heard
There's
that
something
track
about it.
yet.
Oh, very, very, very epic, Maz.
But I'm waiting to hear it because like obviously I've heard all the tracks that I'm on because Ron's been like, oh, listen to it, tell me what you think, blah blah blah. But I've not heard any of the other tracks, so I'm quite excited about that because like it would be really easy for me to sneak into the Dropbox and listen to them, but I don't want to. I want to wait till the album's actually ready so that it's like it's all been mixed and mastered and stuff like that, and everything's sitting the way that you want to hear it. So I'm waiting in anticipation.
Yeah, well, it is a way to press now, in fairness. So I sent everything on Saturday, and then Craig sent final artwork stuff on Sunday. So Burnham now have everything, so they're just checking through it.
So you'll have it for Christmas?
Yeah. So
get your orders in.
Get your orders in, absolutely. So
That's cool.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. I can send you some in the post.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, there we go. That's the end of our interview. That was fun. Thanks, guys.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Thanks
That was
for
very fun.
my butt's a wee bit numb, if I'm honest with you.
Maybe I'll get out of my jeans now and get into my joggies.
Nice.
I'm
should
already
be.
there.
Yeah, I know, as it should have been.
Yeah. Nice, Mhairi. Nice. Okay, right.
This is like all my Zoom meetings.
For this recording, and then in case anything else wild appears. Okay. Bye bye.